I ask you to join President Trump and me and the rest to put socialism on trial and convict it. Tax the rich, tax wealth. Wealthy, successful people don't pay their fair share. I'm hearing that again. Thought I put that to bed 30 years ago.
Yes, it's like Freddy Krueger. It just keeps coming back with that message. Trump's chief economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, not only brought the House down at CPAC, but he sent a warning shot to the 2020 Democrats. Capitalism, the free market, or die. Mock as you may, but a new poll finds that nearly 2/3 of registered voters believe that the Democratic Party supports socialism, and the party has given Americans good reason to feel that way. Here now to expand on that message, Larry Kudlow himself. Nice job.
Thank you, Laura. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Appreciate
great.
it very much.
You worked for Reagan.
Yes.
I worked for Reagan right out of college, and I can't believe this is how the Democrats are answering this booming economy with, let's do socialism.
Yes.
Why did they do this? Why is this the path they're taking?
Well, they've been moving left. It's an odd story. I agree with you. You'd think they might learn from our success. I was watching a very dear friend, Austin Goolsbee, who was an Obama economist, and he's a smart guy, and even he's defending this stuff, and it's wrong. You know, it's funny. At the very moment when things are turning up the last couple of years, and the new set of policies of tax cuts and deregulation and opening up energy, and we're getting 3% growth, and blue-collar workers are flourishing for the first time in 20 years, and men and women are buying small businesses again, they come along with this. So it's an act of desperation. It's not going to work, but my message to CPAC is a simple one. We have to put socialism on trial. We have to challenge it. We have to rebut it. We have to put pencil to paper to show what it's going to do to the economy. We have to deal with the moral dimensions of it. And then we must convict socialism. And we should not wait. Do not let this fester. Let's get going right now, and let's do it in a way that's serious. This is a teachable moment, in my opinion, and some of the polls show that people much prefer capitalism to socialism. But that is our task ahead, and it's not just about this election. It's about the whole future of the country.
Well, I want to get into what I think President Trump could do from now through the 2020 election to try to convince people who might not know about all the wonders of capitalism about why they're going down the wrong path. So I want to talk about that in a moment. But I want to share something with one of your dear friends, Paul Krugman, said today.
Absolutely.
Nobel Prize-winning economist, and the economist to the elites on the left. And he's talking about the recent surge in socialism. He said a significant number of voters, including a majority of voters under 30, say they approve of socialism. What Americans who claim to support socialism actually want is what the rest of the world calls social democracy. A market economy, but with extreme hardship limited by a strong social safety net and extreme inequality limited by progressive taxation. They want us to look like Denmark or Norway, not Venezuela.
Yes.
You care to take that on?
I do, because I heard this in the campaign from Senator Sanders a couple years ago.
He's saying it again.
And what is so interesting, if you actually go back and look, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Holland, have all pulled back from this great social democracy they talk about because they weren't growing and unemployment was high. So they cut back on regulations, they lowered their corporate taxes, they lowered their income taxes, they're now growing. The countries that used to be behind the Iron Curtain, let's take Poland as a perfect example, let's take the Baltics as a perfect example, they're running free market capitalist economies. On the other side, Cuba, Venezuela, Iran, they are using the old Soviet-style model. Now, I'm not suggesting that any of these Democrats are going back or want to consciously go back to the Soviet Union. That's not my point. My point is, however, when you start talking about a centrally planned and centrally controlled government-run economies, okay?
State-owned enterprises.
It could be. When you start going down that road, and can I just get my little Trump quote in here, because he did this in the State of the Union. Socialism promises prosperity, but it delivers poverty. That's the state running.
But it's wealth inequality. It's income inequality. It's lifestyle inequality. And it's being packaged in this beautiful, beautiful presentation of fairness, Larry. It's going to be back to the why is it fair that Steve Schwarzman is making $598 million from Blackstone this year? So it's back to that. And at colleges, as you and I know, they're being spoon-fed this drivel about social democracies, and even though they're being wiped out across Europe, social democratic
1% of the taxpayers pay 40% of the tax burden. 10%, top 10%, pay 70%. Okay, the bottom 50% of taxpayers don't pay any taxes, 3 or 4%. Now, when you live in a prosperous time, those arguments will fail. Because, again, socialism and big state government run is a poverty trap. But we have to make that case. We have to say, look, you want this Green New Deal? So that means you can't travel, can't get in a car, can't get in an airplane.
Storytelling is always problematic for people normally comfortable with charts and decimal points and numbers.
Storytelling. You run a family farm, you're not going to be able to run the family farm because of overregulation.
Okay, hold that thought.
The truth is, the state of the Trump economy is failing America's middle class.
When you hear the stock market's doing great, Wall Street's fine, Main Street not so much, that's a very select group who are benefiting.
Despite what President Trump says, this is not a hot economy.
He wrote the Obama economy for the first part of the presidency. He's still riding it.
Right.
Back with me, White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow. Larry, this is like candy to a baby. This is so easy, but go ahead, Larry.
Just a factoid on this nonsense. We just scored 3.1% growth. That is the best performance since, 13, 15 years. On the issue of the rich and so forth, this is a blue-collar recovery, and the
Even the Washington Post had to admit that in September, October.
Actually, my pal Heather Long, a great reporter for the Washington Post.
I'm reading.
She absolutely did it. Rhodes Scholar, good for her. This is a blue-collar recovery. It's the best job performance in the blue collars. They are also, their wages are rising faster than white-collar wages. Do not tell me that this is just a rich person's economy. It is absolutely not. This is what we saw with Reagan, and it also continued in the 90s. More or less, but we haven't seen it in 20 years.
I know the boat builders, guys I've talked to down in Florida, the people are now getting their boats completely refitted. It's like 10 years ago, it was, well, no, it's a little too expensive. Now they're like, do the whole thing over. This guy says it trickles down to me.
People are coming off unemployment. They are people who've been out of the labor force.
But this is lunacy.
Are coming back into the labor force.
They're selling snake oil. I'm going to be honest. It's a lie. What they're saying is a lie. And so let's go to the point. And I want to get to Krugman first, then the point that I want to raise with you. Paul Krugman, in November 9th, 2016, president wins the election, historic, and he predicts a global recession. Okay, a global recession. The Nobel Prize just got more and more diminished. Then fast forward 2 weeks ago, he's basically saying a version of the same thing. He says, "Well, it's pretty likely over the next 2 years that we're gonna deal with a recession." So it is doom and gloom. We're the happy party now. We're like, we can do anything. They are the doom and gloomers. Period.
Growth and prosperity and jobs bring happiness, Laura. That's not a small part. That's why I think the Democrats are making a political mistake. They're dealing with an environment of recession. We're now moving into a new environment of prosperity. Look, this debate, socialism, capitalism, this is freedom and opportunity versus statism
and control
and regulation and control. Governments don't produce anything, okay? Governments should be there as a safety net for the poor. But let me make this point. Governments don't produce. What Trump has done, he has ended the war on success. He has ended the war on businesses. He has restored incentives. So you work the extra hour. You make the extra investment.
You get to keep it.
You make the risk higher.
But we still have a problem, Larry.
You can keep
we still have a problem. And my idea is that the president and a couple of friends of mine were thinking about this. The president gives a series of historic speeches on the tenets of this pro-growth economic revival, miracle, conservatism in action. And you actually, it's like a fireside chat without you don't have to do the fireplace, but a really serious series of speeches for all those young people who aren't getting that education because just the colleges and universities
this is great.
are antagonistic toward those ideas.
This is a teachable moment. I love that because I think it needs to be done seriously and not condescendingly.
And not as a rally, not as a rally,
hero,
as a serious series
My hero,
of talk.
Winston Churchill, used to always say this. If you're in your 20s and you're not a socialist, you have no heart. If you're in your 30s and you're not a capitalist, you have no mind. These kids are now moving up into the workforce. They are working, and they will learn about incentives and rewards and opportunities.
And we need them to learn by 2020.
And freedom. Well, you're right.
We gotta go.
The results will show, but I don't want to make it just about a political election. This is
That's about the country.
Run battle.
This is about what's good for the country. Freedom and prosperity versus control and picking your pocket to give money to other
life, liberty, and the pursuit.
Happy voters. I told the
That's
president
where we need to go.
happy voters.
And that's
in 2020.
that's a moral statement.
Yep.
We have that freedom and we must keep it.
It's God-given.
And America will remain great.
Who said you don't work late, Larry Kudlow? Thanks
okay.
so much for
My
joining
pleasure.
us.